Hey, welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
I bought a new pair of headphones.
Guys.
I'm really excited. Oh, I lasted
You told us not to talk about it.
He bought the AirPods Pro. Who's the fanboy now?
Jarron, you bought some too.
You
No,
just committed us to
technically,
secrecy, and it
not
didn't last
yet.
half a second.
He hit
half
the
a second.
Yours are already order in process.
No, not technically.
And now you're like breathing heavy, like
No,
like it
no
was
money.
hard.
No money has left my hands.
Sweating.
And technically, I don't know if they're ordered or not.
Can you turn
they're-
my headphones
they're as
like
good as
way
ordered.
down? I think you turned mine up when you turned Jarron's
I
down.
turned the master up.
His is 2.
Okay,
I'm 2. Check.
one,
They're
two,
turning me down.
one.
This is.
How's
Oh, wow. Now I'm all the way down. Turn me back up. There we are. Right
There
there.
you go.
All right.
Such a diva.
So,
Seriously.
is it in like the checkout bag for you or something?
Let's not talk about it.
all right, this is the Gadget Spot where we talk about tech, gadgets, and video games. Also, where James spends a lot of money usually every week.
Nope. I
buying-
barely spend any money ever.
Buying usually one of the things we talked about.
Nope.
It's really weird,
Nope.
but we like him still.
Yay.
Let's go ahead and introduce the panel. Owen.
Hey everybody, my name's Owen. You can follow me on Twitter at TechNoan, and that's all I have to say about that.
Hi, I'm Jarron. You can find me on Twitter at Jarron, and that's all I have to say about that.
Well,
What's up, guys? You can, my name's James. You can catch me on Twitter at JDD Jensen. JDD's for ADD. I haven't been posting. Oh, I see where. Okay, yeah, and that's all I have to say about that.
there we go. And I am Tony. Check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony or every week on The Geek Show. That's all I got to say about that.
Is this a new thing that we're doing?
No,
Did I
that was
miss?
just a wave that I started,
Yeah.
a trend, just it washed around the
We started
whole
doing this when you left us last time.
We wanted to give Owen that good feeling of having started a trend because he's never had it
I
in his
never do.
life.
I never do. It
Oh,
feels
to
super great
you.
right now.
So, yeah, give him a little hand.
Oh, yeah.
Way to go,
Yeah,
Owen.
give me a hand.
Hold on. Are we giving him a little
Did you
hand?
say
Take it,
give me
Jer.
a handy?
Wait,
Just a hand.
don't ruin it for me, guys. I don't want that trend.
No handies for you tonight.
No.
Sorry.
Nope.
Yeah.
All right. We need to give a shout out to our very awesome Patreon backers because they are what helps us keep this podcast on the air. And by on the air, I mean internet and downloadable.
Yeah.
Because it's a podcast.
And if,
Phil, give us some more time because Jaron wasn't ready.
It's
no,
on,
I'm ready.
It's on whatever time you want it to
I'm
be
good.
on, Mom.
So if you guys want to give us a digital tip, go to patreon.com/GadgetSpot.
Yeah.
And if you donate $6 or more, we read your name on the show.
Or
you a-
if you
give you a
don't remember
shout-out.
that, go check out our website, gadgetspot.net.
That's another good one.
Gadgetspot.net.
Sometimes I go look at gadgetspot.net just because it's cool.
Gadgetspot.net. And if you're looking for different ways to find us and listen to us.
So a big shout out and thank you to AJ Jasper and David Broshinsky and Aaron Young.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you to Dick Messerly, Josh Sidaway, Splinter, Hardware, Adam Hecht, Ryan Baker, Aaron Faulkner, Game Malaise. Ooh, that's Joe Reedy.
He's got game malaise.
Well, he beat. Was it Demon Souls that he was playing?
Dark Souls 1.
Oh yeah, that'll burn you
I
out.
thought it was Demon Souls. Anyway,
That was Dark Souls.
yeah, you should play Outer Worlds, man. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Adam Foote, Spencer Knowlton, Borderlands 3, well worth the wait.
Is it Knowlton or Nolan?
No, there's a T in there.
Oh,
Knowlton.
I thought it was Nolan this whole time.
Oh man,
I'm a terrible
No, you're not.
that's embarrassing.
receiver of Patreon money.
Yeah. Ryan, Michael Beck, Jeffrey Kale,
Thanks,
Roger
James.
Allen, Austin Beauregard,
Beauregard.
Conrad Southworth.
All
Thank you.
right. Thanks, everybody. You are the best.
Feeling a little under the weather. I'm sorry, Austin.
That was still good.
It's pretty
you.
good. I
It's
mean,
pretty good.
Pretty good for missing for the last 2 recordings, I guess.
Hey, we filled in for him.
Yeah, I love Swaby. KB. What's his? Who filled in? Twyman. I love
Twyman.
Twyman.
Swaby.
That was a fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed talking about cryptocurrency with Twyman
Oh yeah, he's
and
big
old
into it.
technology.
Yep.
I found out he's as much of a holder on as I am.
Have you guys ever
Maybe
seen?
more so
Maybe more so.
because he actually uses it.
Yeah, no, that's
What's
crazy.
that Pandora thing that James Cameron, the submarine guy? What's that movie? Avatar. Is it like when you guys hooked up your dreadlocks together and you're like?
No,
It was pretty gross when they did that.
That's how they have
Yeah.
sex.
that's not.
We
what
had to
did.
clean up a lot afterwards.
All right. Do we have any emails?
Touch tentacles.
We'll save it for next time.
Okay, cool.
We got one.
Emails next time. Okay, let's get rolling into this. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about because finally, it seems like big tech companies are taking a page out of the smaller tech companies' books, and they don't need to have a special press event for everything that they talk about. Apple today announced a new set of AirPods.
It came out of nowhere too. I feel like did you see any kind of build up before this?
Yeah, there's been leaks for the last month or two.
All the leaks have looked really bad, though, if you ask me.
Yeah.
It does look
I
like
was-
they finally conformed to silicon tips there.
Yeah, I was a lot happier when I saw the official reveal because the leaks I saw looked poopy.
They look mighty, mighty tasty. I must say, they are AirPods, but they cost $70 more, and they have
They actually have a good reason for
but
costing more money.
they have wireless charging.
They
Just
have
like
a
the other
lot.
ones.
So okay, let's go through the features.
Okay.
Wireless charging on the case for one. They have
And that's baked in. You don't have
Yeah.
to buy a better version.
exactly, and they have their in-ear design. So they have the silicone tips,
Yeah,
Finally.
which is nice,
Meh.
and they have active noise canceling.
which is also cool.
Not noise reduction, but noise canceling, which is cool. I'm not so sure about how good Apple's tech is on that. Sony's is really good. Bose's is really good.
This will be Apple's
Both?
first foray into that.
Oh, they actually released Beats last week with it.
Oh yeah, I saw those, but those are over the ear.
Over ear,
They're
yeah.
not even, or no, they're on ear. They're not over the ear.
Right. Yeah.
How do you active noise cancel if you don't cut the ear off so that you're actually?
Well, they can.
You know what I
shoot
mean?
Negative waves into your ears.
That's ridiculous. I saw those from Beats and I was just like, this looks like the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Gimmick.
Yeah, it looks
Marketing
like straight
gimmick.
like a gimmick because
It
it's-
has nothing to do with the marketing. We're not talking about that.
it's on the ear, so all the sound from around can get in anyway.
Well, they could still shoot the noise canceling
I'll-
sound waves into your ear.
I'll believe it when I see it.
But they're getting good reviews. I don't think they're better than Sony's whatever they're called by any means.
Wait, there's already reviews up for these AirPods?
No, for the Beats.
Oh.
Yeah.
Boo.
Okay. All right. So they still have the distinct AirPods design, which
Yep.
I happen to like.
The
Some
hang
people
down
don't.
tail.
At this point, I feel like it's more Stockholm syndrome. You just see it so
Yeah.
much just walking through the airport now
Well,
that it's
it
just like
makes-
it's
It
second
is.
nature.
It
It's
makes
true.
sense to
It's
me
true.
because they look like normal earbuds just without the cords. Because
Well-
normal earbuds had the little down tail things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
because
it-
they had to.
From a marketing standpoint, though, they stand out so much in contrast to everybody's faces that you can tell, like when walking
Well,
through
it's
like an
like-
airport, it's like earbuds, 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 earbuds.
It's like electric cars until Tesla started to make them. Tesla made them look normal. There's no engine in the front. Why is there that big nose still? But they look like a car because we're used to cars having engines in
Isn't
the
that
front
called
with
the
a nose.
The frunk?
Frunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're
I think it looks fine.
Yeah.
I don't care. I think it.
you
yeah.
made me vein out for no reason. Come on.
Would I do something like that?
Not for no
Yeah.
reason. It's
Oh, they
entertaining.
Yeah,
They talked about
exactly.
having
Oh.
a dedicated app for the AirPods. I did not turn that light on.
No, it's automatic timing.
Yeah, it
Oh,
turns on.
do they have a dedicated app to AirPods now, or do you have to go into the settings?
With
to
noise
adjust them?
canceling, you have to, right? They're not going to add
Well,
that into the.
they get
Mac-
to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they have a transparency feature. If you grip the little stem, it'll turn on the transparency, and you can do it again to turn on the noise reduction again. And you could there's different gesture type stuff you can do. So you press it once and it'll pause, press it twice, skip tracks. So it's got.
Doesn't it have a slide for a volume up and down?
I'm not sure
think
about
you can
that.
See, for me,
slide it
that's something that I hope that
on
they
the stem.
perfect
I don't
because that's my one issue with AirPods right now is just their gestures aren't super
Effective.
effective. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like this tech is a little bit different than that. So on the normal AirPods, you have to like physically tap it and use it as an accelerometer to notice it. So it's not always
Oh, it doesn't
100%.
actually have a touch surface.
not the original.
Interesting.
So
okay.
this
so
one-
the new one will have a touch surface.
It's sounding like it. So
we don't know.
by their description, it sounds like you have to like force touch it, meaning you have
Squeeze
to put
it.
some pressure, like
Yeah.
squeeze it. Yeah, which would be fine because they have the stem. To me, the only downside here is the battery life, and it's not a big deal. It's 4.5 hours with active noise canceling on, 5 hours without it on.
You're in the mediocre territory and compared to current high-end headphones. You're not in bad territory. You're just
Yeah,
in
so
mediocre.
Sony's with noise canceling on, I think it's 5 to 6 hours, and then with it off, it's 8.
yeah.
That being said, though, like, and not to give them a pass, but really, I mean, how long does it take to charge these things? If the charging time is
This
kind
is
of
pretty cool.
equatable,
5 minutes for an hour
Yeah.
if they're dead.
yeah. So like, I
I
don't know,
don't-
just take them off, charge
pretty
them
cool.
up.
I don't think it's a big deal.
No.
What I think is more important is the size of the carrying case, and it's smaller than Sony's, which appeals to me because I would pocket it a lot more than I would worry about the extra 2 hours of battery life. And what's also cool is they are sweat/water resistant, unlike Sony's, which would be good for working out.
What's their IPX? Do they say?
I think it was
What does IPX
for-
stand for?
I
think it was 4
impervious power
or whatever it's called.
extremism.
Did you
making up
just
words.
I just
bring
made
that up
that-
just to show that you knew?
I know the
I'm
IPX
sorry,
rating.
Owen.
I know the IPX rating is the waterproof rating. I just don't know what the acronym
It's
stands for.
water and dust
Yeah.
resistant.
Okay,
Yeah.
as long as I can still wear them in the bathtub. I'm good.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
As long as you don't submerge yourself.
Yeah, don't put your head under the water with them in, but you can wear them.
That'd be weird, man.
What was I going to say about them?
So yeah,
Oh.
I'm choosing them over the Sonys. They have more
Oh,
more
big
features.
surprise.
Oh, come on!
Because Sony,
If you're in the Apple
it's
ecosphere,
it's further proof that Sony is not his number one tech company. It
It's,
is
again,
Apple.
No,
Again.
they got a cool
It's just-
feature.
You had the option
All
to
right,
choose
so-
between awesome Sonys or awesome Apples. You went Apple.
I'm going to paint you a story.
Oh, okay.
You're on an airplane. You're watching a movie, and your wife next to you is like, "Hey, I want to watch that movie with you." Oh, sorry, I'm using Bluetooth headphones. You can't share. But guess what? With AirPods, you now can,
Who says
How
you
do you
can't
extend
share
them
with
away?
the Sonys?
because you can't do that on iOS.
you can't.
Does she also have to have the same pair of?
Well, if you both have a pair of AirPods, then
It doesn't matter what generation.
yeah, it doesn't matter which
Oh,
generation.
cool.
I thought you meant just give her one earbud and you have the other.
Oh yeah, anyone can do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can share the audio over 2 sets of AirPods.
Oh,
But-
that's a
but-
cool
but-
feature.
but-
And that's
what-
going to come up a lot, right, for you? And that's why you chose
It's
to
come up
change it?
before
once.
What happens if she's
Couple times.
What happens
Twice.
if she's deaf in one ear?
3 times a lady.
So you gave up better battery life
That's it. But I
for-
gained a smaller case and water
and-
resistance.
and possibly worse noise cancellation. You don't know yet. It's still up in the air.
Yeah, still up in the air. We'll see.
But I think it just drives our point home that Jarron is
Don't
Ichiban Apple fanboy number one.
Whoever
hate-
put that
I hate
originally
you.
was right on the
Right
the
on
spot.
the money.
Somebody related to Tony,
Yeah,
in fact.
that would be Uncle Squinky.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else about those?
Yeah, so
Ichiban fanboy number one.
I'm not sure how this will work or not, but when you put in a pair of in-ear earbuds and you put them in tight, the pressure is kind of weird because you're
Sure.
clogging up your ears.
Yeah.
I don't know if this will actually make a difference, but they're touting a vent system to equalize pressure. So you put them in, but it doesn't.
And that's big for me. I want to know if that's a real thing.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if that actually makes a difference or not.
What
I
about,
thought
what
it-
about the
I thought
reverse for Tony with the giant ear holes?
Well, it just
it comes
depends
with separate. It comes with
Yeah.
like different tips.
Well,
Right?
yeah, it
tips.
comes with
Yeah.
caulk just in case.
And
Oh,
it's-
that's
they have
what I need.
They also have an interesting feature I've never seen before. It'll tell you if you need bigger ear tips. So it'll use like
There's a
in-ear microphones.
Yeah, there's a
cool.
tiny microphone in there in the canal.
That's cool.
So I think that's pretty neat.
If
Yeah.
you were shipwrecked on an island, how long would it take you to make these?
I'll tell you
Million
what.
billion years.
I'm slightly bummed that I got the Power Beats Pros already. But
Would
the
you have
Power-
gone with these though?
if I didn't have
Because you don't have an iPhone.
if
right?
I didn't have 2 pairs of wireless earbuds that I already really like.
You only have
I'd be
two?
getting those.
No,
well,
I
I have
hear
the
ya.
Jabra 65T actives.
Oh,
and
I-
those are fantastic.
So wait. So you're telling me you sold the Pamus already? And the Bose?
I still have the Bose.
Okay, so
I
you
need
have
to sell
4
those.
pairs of wireless
I don't have
earbuds.
the Pamus. I got rid of the Pamus.
Oh, okay.
Well, he technically did say 2 pairs that he liked.
Yeah, I said that I like.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
All right, that works.
How many
Um,
total do you have in your house? And
ear-
off the top of your head, how many
earbuds?
pairs of
Earbuds
headphones do you
just,
think you have in your house?
Just 2 from me.
Just ask me
I
how
gave
many
I gave my Liberties to Megan. She likes those.
Oh, I forgot you had those.
Yeah, I had those too. But anyway, the thing is, I was, if I had to buy them right now, I'd probably get the AirPod Pros. But
Yeah, they look nice.
since I have the Powerbeat Pros already, they're pretty freaking great, and they do have a much longer battery. I get like 9 hours,
That's pretty cool.
which
Yep.
is so. I mean, it's kind of like
give and take.
give and take. So, but yeah, I'm really curious to see the reviews on you. You ordered a pair already, James,
Yep.
and Jarron's ordered a pair already. So
Kind of.
What do you mean you kind of?
can't-
What does that
I'm
even
not-
mean?
Don't worry about it.
I'm not allowed because I'll just lose them.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yep, I'm done. I'm
So,
out of the wireless
Dude,
earbud
so
I'm-
game.
here's my
I'm
thing.
excited to see reviews from you guys.
Here's
on
the
this.
reason why I did not hesitate with this is outside of my phone, my wallet. I mean, really, and that's it. Like the clothes I wear. It's by far like the device that I carry with me everywhere, and they connect so seamlessly that like
Yeah, it is nice.
walking from my office to my car and back to my office, I just slipped them in.
And when you're in the Mac ecosystem already, you have the computer, the tablet, and the phone. It's
Just like Ichiban fanboy number 1.
Well, it's very nice.
It's the reason
Super
why I
convenient.
have Apple Music and not Spotify.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And Tony
if
does
not, I
too.
totally
I have it because it's cheap.
Who's the Apple fanboy now?
Still you.
Yeah.
Darn it.
One product.
Yeah, I have 2 actually. No, I have 3. I have my iPad Pro, which I've never. I don't think I'll ever say bad things about their mobile stuff. I love their mobile hardware. And then I have the Power Beats and Apple TV.
Have you done the extended display yet with your iPad and your?
No, because
your-
it's a corporate computer, and I can't upgrade until they sign off on it.
That's right.
So it's kind of a bummer.
To the new OS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
more
weird that they have to
For
like.
Mojave.
No, I guess. It makes
Well, it's
sense.
because they completely did away with the 32-bit apps.
Yeah, and
which
that's
is
a problem.
super annoying.
I don't know. There's two. Sometimes Apple's so good at supporting their devices,
But they're horrible
And
at
then
legacy support.
and sometimes they're not. It's just
Yeah.
like out of
Well-
nowhere, like
well, that's
this,
what-
cutting off 32-bit apps just like that.
Well, here's the thing, right? You've been dealing with this recently, I thought, right? Weren't you saying something about trying to get some graphics drivers to load?
Well, see,
Oh.
that's another thing.
High
is they
Sierra,
have-
since High Sierra, they've been saying
They switched
your
to metal.
and High Sierra, they started saying your 32-bit app is not supported.
yeah, and,
and
the,
then-
the crazy thing is their $5,000 Mac Pro that they sold only 7 years ago isn't supported as of 2 OSs ago.
yeah, which is just crazy because
That's crazy.
That's one of Windows has been having to deal with this for decades because there's an infinite amount of variable computers you can put Windows on, and so they have to support
Some sort of standardization.
legacy for a long time.
Yeah, but you got to give, and this might be the Stockholm syndrome talking, but you got to give Apple props for drawing a line in the sand and being like, no,
No, I
Windows-
I
no more
disagree
after
with
this.
that.
Windows tried with Windows 8 to do that, and it was a complete disaster.
It was a huge
disaster. They said this stuff is not supported.
But that
and
was-
people were like, but what about my
I'm
favorite
not as
device?
old as you
Yeah.
guys. I don't
Not in
remember
the
that.
not in the PC space. I think in the PC space
You got to support it for
Yeah, you got to
a
support it.
long time.
Right.
In the non-PC space.
In the mobile space, it's different because the progress for mobile devices is so fast still, and it's even slowed down some. That you're gonna have to draw a line in the sand somewhere.
Hey, since we're still in the
So
And you're a lot more resource constrained in mobile.
another thing for
versus a
sure,
PC.
for sure.
since we're still in the Apple space, I signed up for the Apple Arcade,
You've been using it.
just for the first month. Yeah, I downloaded every app that was available.
That's a lot.
Wow.
yeah, on my iPad.
like
It's
100,
actually
isn't
it's pretty fun. Yeah, it's 100 something.
Do you like it?
I mean, there's a couple of games that make it worth it.
Are you gonna
like,
renew it?
No.
So I liked it kind of.
Yeah, it's. I mean, go ahead and try it out, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's just not super deep right now.
I'm just not a mobile gamer
That's
when
my-
it comes to the phone.
That's
That's
the
my
problem
thing,
that
too.
I'm having. Yeah,
So I
but-
think it's great if you're into mobile games, and Google has a version of it too for the Google Play Store. Cool.
Yeah, when you first get it, either Oceanhorn's really good, which is basically the Zelda knockoff,
Mm-hmm.
or Mini Motorways, which is really good too. But
So I've had a bunch of people ask me about that Catalina update because I have I'm split like 60-40 Mac devices in my, and we're kind of a smaller shop, so the users our employees get to play around a little bit more with their devices. They're not as corporately locked down when it has
Is-
many policies like that.
Catalina, the latest. I thought
Yeah.
Mojave was the latest.
no, Catalina is.
Mojave's too old.
No, it's last generation.
High Sierra, Mojave, Catalina.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
So, and I've been telling them like, yeah, go ahead. And they're like, well, what implications? I'm like, well, you'll lose 32-bit support for any of your toys.
32-bit
Anything
apps.
that you've done.
Yep.
And they're like, wait, what? And I've had a couple people that have been like, how do I go back? And I'm like, not gracefully.
I-
Nope. You go back by
The hard way.
wiping everything and starting over
the
with
hard way.
with a
Yep.
fresh OS
I
install.
think they need to keep 32-bit support. That just blows my mind.
they do. I mean, there's no way around it. Even if they just make a container,
Yeah.
Yep.
a container within the OS that runs 32-bit.
Do you know
stuff.
that's their suggestion? The first suggestion on most websites, don't update.
Yeah.
Number two was like run High Sierra or Mojave or whatever
In a
in
virtual,
a VM.
Yep, virtual machine.
And I'm like, who would do that? It's just that's what a waste of resources. If you've ever run a virtual
Agreed.
machine and you know what your application is going to require, I don't know. I think especially for things they ship their devices with, they should still hold 32-bit coverage. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Bad on them. But other than that, the sidecar feature looks awesome.
Yep.
Using your iPad as a second display.
Or a fourth in your case at work.
But apparently, it's pretty easy. You just got to go up in the upper right-hand corner and select AirPlay.
I mean,
And
that's
then
how
just-
that's how they roll. Everything's integrated really well.
I wonder what the security's like on that.
Well,
you could,
whereas-
intercept the screen and take over somebody's screen from another iPad.
I think that'd be just as easy as taking over an AirPlay in a conference room.
So there's been an app out for a while called Duet that allows you to do the same thing, but you can do it on Windows or Mac.
Do you have to USB to USB-C?
Yeah, you do. I think you can do it wirelessly.
Yeah, if you're on
certain.
if you're on Wi-Fi, everything's on the same Wi-Fi network. You can do it.
I always had to restart my computer once or twice for it to work properly.
Is there
though.
any delay that you've seen so far?
The delay on Duet isn't bad. It's just it looks like there's a lot of macro blocking. The picture quality just doesn't look that great.
Yeah. And when I do it, I usually do it for video editing. In
Oh, it would not work for video editing. There is a slight delay.
I have all my control panel on my iPad, and then for the video playback, I just keep it on my laptop.
Yeah, that would work.
Have you ever used mouse without borders? Ever heard that? Where you can
Is that like Doctors Without Borders?
Is that like a KVM?
Basically, yeah.
Is that like a KVM thing?
Yeah, like a KVM. So you can have
virtual KVM.
go across both. Pretty sweet.
All right. Speaking of hardware as well, we've had some other really neat hardware announcements in the past 2 weeks. This one here has been rumored for probably the last month or two, but it's the new Nvidia Shield television boxes. So it's basically there's two versions of it now. They have the Pro and they call it a stick or something like that.
It looks like a can of soda.
It does. It looks like a little, but thinner. And they both use the same CPU, GPU, which is interesting because Nvidia didn't go all out and make a new SoC. It's still the Tegra, but they call it the X1 Plus, I believe.
Ooh, what's the plus mean?
It's up to 25% faster.
How much more money is it?
They're launching at the same price, $200 for the Nvidia Shield, and then $150 for the
like little Fire Stick thing.
Explain to me what the Nvidia Shield does.
I will explain it to you as somebody who does not know.
Okay.
It is so you can play video games on your computer, but then you stream them to your TV in real. Why do you keep looking at him? I'm the guy that's.
It does do that, but that's like a minor feature.
Oh, then I have no idea.
It's basically Android's version of Apple TV.
It's like a
It uses Android
okay.
OS, and you hook it up to your TV, and you have all the different television apps.
It's such a
streaming.
Is it running that Android mobile or whatever it's called? Android. Is it running the Android TV OS?
There's not a specific Android TV OS.
I thought they had one
but
Xiaomi.
It's like a slight fork, but it's still really, really similar to just Android.
Okay, so similar to like a Roku or
yeah, it's a Roku or Apple TV, but in this specific case, it's from Nvidia with Android OS on it. And so the implications of this are not that far-reaching when you just consider the Shield TV itself. It's like, okay, minor spec bump, nothing too crazy. Right in the same ballpark of the more expensive television boxes.
Android TV is a version of Android operating
I'm
system.
surprised they haven't
designed for
updated the Tegra X1 really.
So it's up to 25% faster in this one.
It's the same processor, just at a smaller fabrication, so they increase the clock rate.
So they increase the clock rate, exactly. But this has some possible implications.
It's because of the implications.
Yes.
Implications upon implications.
What about the implications?
Oh, yes.
Is it on a boat, per se?
Nintendo Switch uses the Tegra X1.
Right.
So if you have the Tegra X1, they call it a Plus?
X1 Plus. It's the same version as the new Switch.
But it's clocked higher.
Right.
So we could end up seeing a Switch Pro probably in the next year and a half that uses this higher clocked version.
That's only docked.
With lower battery life.
With lower, well, yeah.
Wait, no, I don't
or a bigger battery,
or a bigger battery.
Yeah.
But you could have up to 25% faster, better visuals and graphics and stuff like that.
The new Switch? I
they-
thought the new Switch was rumored to be docked only.
This is a different one.
Oh.
So you have, there's no Switch that's docked only. That's crazy talk.
No, that's what I heard that the next, because they did Switch Lite, which was handheld only.
So you mean they're just making a new console?
Yeah.
No.
No.
A Switch,
it's the
a
same
Switch,
console,
a Switch
but it's
console
only
that you can't.
docked.
That'd be just a box. It's not a Switch. It doesn't switch
I've
at
only
all.
been thinking about how you told me that I don't have a chin. Okay.
How does this device compare to a Roku though? Because I'm in the market to maybe replace
If you
You
I've
should
got a
just get an
3.
Apple TV. They're
here's,
amazing.
I
here's
hate
the thing:
Apple
if you
TVs.
only use it to stream video, Roku's a better option.
Okay.
The thing
cheaper.
The thing that makes the Shield appealing is there is GeForce Now you can use on the Shield, which is streaming from Nvidia data centers,
Oh, okay.
streaming PC games from
Right.
there. You can also use the GeForce. I can't remember exactly what it's called off the top of my head, but if you have a PC that has a like Series 900 card or higher, you can stream from your PC straight to your TV over the Shield, so you can play that way, streaming to your TV, like what James was saying. And they also it'll play any Android game that's there with a controller.
Oh, cool. On the big screen.
Yep. As
Ooh.
well as they also have specific NVIDIA ported games that they have, like Resident Evil 5, Tomb Raider. Nothing really new or spectacular, but it is an option if you want to play those on there, which is kind of nice to have.
$199 for the Pro.
Yeah, for the Pro, or $150 for the other one.
Right.
They make such good looking stuff, man.
Maybe I'll get that.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I agree. I think it looks good.
It's cool. It supports Dolby Vision now.
And yeah, now it supports Dolby Vision, and I think there was one other thing that it supports that I can't remember though.
Dolby Atmos.
Maybe that's it. Yeah. So
Hey, slight ADD tangent. When does the new Witcher series drop?
I don't know. I
Have,
wish I
have
knew.
they
There's no rumors on that.
really?
Not
Because
that
when you
I've
said
heard.
Adobe, I remember watching it down here on your Adobe. And it was just really good looking.
Adobe.
You mean Dolby?
Yeah.
Adobe?
No, I didn't say that. You said
You
that.
sure did.
Adobe Vision.
All right. Also hardware related. This is really neat. I really want one, but I don't know why. The Analogue Pocket.
Oh, it's so cute.
I don't know about that, but it looks really cool.
Yeah.
So Analogue, who makes retro consoles,
They make really good retro consoles.
really high quality retro consoles that play the original cartridges, the NES cartridge, Super NES cartridge, a Genesis cartridge, things like that. And they charge a pretty penny for them too. I think the cheapest one is like $300.
Baloney.
Now they've come out
So
with
much money.
a Game Boy. It plays Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and then also with some attachments, it will
Oh.
play Game Gear.
Wow.
I think Atari Lynx
I want it.
and something else. So the reason it's able to do all these different mods or different versions of games is because Analog uses a chipset that is FPGA, Field Programmable Gate Array.
Yeah.
Which means it can, depending on
Adapt.
what you put into it, the chip adapts and changes what it needs to do so that it can emulate different kinds of consoles. Really, really neat.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
I just think it looks awesome.
And it does. So it's really slick looking, as well as the screen on it looks like it's going to be really high quality. Find the resolution on there, James.
1600 by 1440.
Yeah, that's right.
10 times more than the original Game Boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's going to have a super
10 times more.
Yeah.
super crisp screen to play these old school games on.
665 PPI.
That's better than a lot of cell phones.
I'm going to see Misty in
most
4K.
cell phones.
Yeah.
How much is it? You should have got one of these, James.
I want to say $200.
You should have got one of
$200
these instead of the AirPods.
Okay.
I don't even play that many handheld games, and I never have until the Switch. I played a fair amount of 3DS games, and
What do these run off?
little
of?
bit.
Are these running off cartridges?
yeah, you put the original
The
cartridge.
original, and then the FPGA adapts to the cartridge.
Yep.
Wow.
See, I
Yeah.
wonder, do you think
But like I said, I didn't get into handhelds that much. I still want one.
I
though.
was into Game Gear a lot back in the day.
for 10 minutes at a time?
That's right.
I usually played it plugged in, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
But this charges via USB-C. You can even dock it to your television,
I didn't see that part.
which is pretty cool. And it has a really good industrial design. Like
It does. It just looks really
Yeah,
good.
it's like a
It
matte
just looks
black,
good.
right? It's really nice.
Jarron, what did you do with the pizza?
It's upstairs.
Is it in the oven or something?
No.
It's just getting cold.
Is that what you're supposed to do with pizza?
Well, I mean, if we're not going to eat it for another 20,
How-
30 minutes,
It's okay. He doesn't know. He's
What's
gluten
the
intolerant.
timestamp at right now?
29 minutes.
Well, we should just
Yeah,
Cut for time?
pause.
Should we
Yeah,
pause
let's come back.
and then eat pizza?
Hold on. Get ready to time travel, guys. Boop.
Now.
Okay.
Oh, now we're back.
Time traveling
stomachs
noises.
filled.
Thank you,
Mouths happy.
Patreon backers, for dinner tonight. We
Patreon.
appreciate it. Once in a while, we treat ourselves with a pizza. All right.
It's weird that you bought a Porsche, though. Yeah, that wasn't well timed.
You left us nowhere to go.
I could have done better with
don't
that.
think
The joke was horrible, but the self-deprecation, spot on.
that tied it all together.
I don't think I've ever seen enough money to buy a Porsche in one spot.
That being
Just
said,
on TV.
there's a good chance that we're going to be buying a car for my father-in-law, and I kind of want to get all the cash in $1 bills because it's not a large sum of cash. We're just going to get $1 bills and put it in a briefcase and do the thing where we put it down on
yeah.
a table,
Just
turn
open
it
it.
around,
But you need
click,
to put,
click,
but
and then open it.
You also need to put a little battery-powered LED inside so it glows.
Now,
when
my
you
question
open
is,
it.
would that be better? Or would getting it cashed out in Sacagawea ones and then putting it in like a burlap sack with a dollar symbol on
That's
it?
really
and
heavy,
then
though.
ka-chink down on
That's
a
like a
table.
lot. How much? I mean, how much we talking?
13.
Also,
13,000. Do you know? Do you know how much that weighs?
No?
Okay, well you should
Hold
do that
on.
math.
Hold- I'm
yeah,
gonna
you can do
the
that math. Just how much does a Sacagawea dollar coin weigh?
I can
and
do
then
trigonometry.
multiply
I
it by-
just choose not to.
All right,
Don't
so
look at
we
me
were
like
talking.
that, Jarron.
We were talking about the Analog Pocket. I think we've pretty much wrapped that up.
Yeah, looks awesome. Buy it.
looks-
$200 comes out next year.
Looks really cool. Definitely wait for reviews, but it's got a lot of
They
potential.
They got a good track record.
They do. They really do. All right. I had Thrifty 50 this month, and I went with a copy of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Came out last week.
Ooh.
I was able to find it for about $45. If you have an NVIDIA RTX card, you can go on eBay, and since that's bundled with NVIDIA RTX cards, you can buy a code for it on eBay from people that are selling them for usually around $45.
Not cheap. I looked the other day, $55.
Oh, it went up?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why it went up. The game is actually really good. And I haven't said that about a Call of Duty game in a while.
What's its setting?
What?
Call of Duty.
Oh, it's a reboot of Modern Warfare.
What? So they went
Yeah.
back to when they were good?
Yep. You got Captain Price, and
Oh, I don't know names.
he's the guy with the cool mustache, the British guy.
See the white guy?
Yeah, there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's so that's the setting. Is it's basically a reboot of Modern Warfare. It's not telling the same story. It's just same time period, same some of the same characters. And I have played halfway through the single player campaign. It's only 6 hours, and I've probably put about 7 or 8 hours into the multiplayer on PC.
I
what
am
are-
impressed.
What are some of the additional mechanics that they've introduced in this game?
This is
Any kind of like breakaway buildings or anything?
No. So let me get to that. Gameplay mechanic wise, it's the best Call of Duty's been in years, if you ask me. The gameplay mechanics, the shooting mechanics, everything like that, top notch. Very, very good. Graphically, and I can't believe I'm saying this now, it's one of the best looking PC games I've ever seen.
Oh, come on.
No, it is fantastic. I would honestly say if you take away the lack of our ray tracing reflections, if you discount that it doesn't have that, it's better looking than Battlefield 5, if you ask me.
I think Control is the epitome, minus a few quibbles.
No, see, the problem with Control is the people look like crap.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
They do.
But everything else looks amazing.
Yeah, and with the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare, everything cranked up on a PC, everything looks amazing. The character models especially look phenomenal. So
How are
good.
their
There's-
expressions on their face?
It's totally real.
What?
They must have done an insane level of detail and amount of facial capture
Oh, cool.
to do this. So yeah, it's got honestly everything if you're into a modern time military shooter. The only thing that it doesn't have that Battlefield does is destructible environments. So there's no destructible environments, but the maps they've put out for the multiplayer really good. They're just really well designed, a lot of fun. There's a few mechanics that they've added that James wanted to know about.
I just found out how much it would be.
230 pounds. 232 pounds.
What? No, you didn't do the math right on that.
I did that right.
Because
I would trust Owen's math.
I have
232
23,000 pounds.
Yeah, I would definitely trust Owen's math.
So that would mean 23,000 pounds would mean each coin weighs 2 pounds.
Whatever, you're wrong.
Yeah. A Sacagawea coin weighs 8.1 grams.
8.1 grams.
8.1 grams.
And then you got to times it by 100.
13,000. Because you said you had.
Oh, because I did it wrong. Hold
Yeah,
on.
I'd
I
like to
did
do-
it if it was 1
I don't
cent.
do math well.
Hold
You're,
on.
So
you're
when I
just
do-
now realizing you got it wrong.
Hold on. Hold on.
That says 10,350,000.
Let me give you some. Now let's go to the. Let's go to the
8.1
measure.
grams.
Let's go to the measure of
times
things.
13.
You ever heard of the measure of things?
No, shut up.
So 232 pounds. So
105.
it's about half as heavy as the heart of a blue whale. There you go.
Why is everything compared to the heart of a blue whale?
I don't know,
Are they,
but
like, mythical?
Very
230
standard.
pounds. 230 pounds.
105, 300.
About 2 times as heavy as an octopus.
Hold on.
230 pounds is about 3/4 of a Tony.
It
there you
weighs
go.
23 pounds.
I'm going to put that on here as
it.
it's
As
about
a
300
reference?
times. That's about 300 times heavier than a can of soup. So
Okay, well, it's 23 pounds.
it's 200.
All right, back
30
to
pounds.
back
No,
to
it's not.
call.
It's 23 pounds.
8.1 grams
Yeah.
times 13,000.
Times 13,000 equals. Oh, I
Equals-
didn't
It's
put
taking
an
way
extra
too
zero.
long.
Uh,
Jarron, you're the
105.
accountant. Why don't you be the final word on this?
I trust Owen.
Oh,
105,
shoot, I
300.
forgot to put an extra zero.
Yeah, you did. Anyway,
I hope you're
I like
happy.
being right twice.
Wow.
Hey.
Okay. Well.
Well done.
All right.
All right, back to Modern Warfare. Game mechanic updates in the multiplayer. These are going to sound kind of dumb, but they make a huge difference.
Nothing's gonna sound dumb after the exchange that we just had.
You raise a valid point,
We
James.
do that. We do that to grease the wheels of this
Listen,
show.
I lower the
You
bar
said
for you guys.
said something smart for once.
What?
Not for once. He
Never
says
mind.
smart things
You,
all the
you
time.
ruined it. Never
Just
mind.
roll past it. So in the multiplayer,
Shut up.
there are doors in all the buildings. So you can go into almost all the buildings, but there's doors that you can either push open slowly or just bash open. And in multiplayer, that actually makes a difference, especially if you're playing with a headset, because you might be in a room and you hear the door open.
Black Ops 4 had doors.
Can you shoot through the door?
Black Ops 4 did have doors,
Yeah.
but the mechanic to open them wasn't as precise
Well, and I would assume that
or,
when you
or as
bash
good as this one.
when you bash open a door versus like sneak it open. When you sneak it open, are you
Makes
you
less
also
noise.
looking through your gun?
Yeah, you can. for
Versus
sure.
when you bash it open, I'm sure there's
you just
like a
kick it open, yeah.
And then there's a
or with your
second.
gun butt, you know.
Gun butt.
but
So that's really neat. But they also have they've introduced, to my knowledge anyway, this mounting feature where you can come up to any corner on a wall or surface that's around like waist high or above, hit a button, and your gun automatically kind of slides toward it, and you look down your sights. So you can
is it
Wait,
like
so
extra
you-
so you can
stable?
like peek around corners.
You can mount the gun butt.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not the gun.
that was
butt.
a little bit of a stretch. Usually I'm on your side, but that was kind of dumb.
Boo.
Get off the stage.
So with this mounting feature, you can creep around corners or look up over edges.
Do you have as much recoil when you shoot when it's mounted?
I want to say you have less.
Okay.
A little bit less.
Okay, look at you.
But yeah, super, super fun. I've actually had way more fun than I thought I would with this game.
Does it have Battle Royale?
It has to have battle royale. It's a shooter.
Supposedly, Battle Royale is coming as a separate So this is a rumor I heard. I don't know if it's true. Battle Royale will be added as a Call of Duty standalone free-to-play thing in
kinda
spring
like what
next
they do
year.
with Apex.
Yeah, similar to Apex, which is weird to me because we already have Black Ops 4, which is Battle Royale. Why don't they just make that free to play?
Yeah, are they just writing that off?
It sounds like it, honestly. So I don't know about that, but if you're into more of the traditional multiplayer, Call of Duty Modern Warfare is where it's at.
What would you say the first battle royale game was? Was it?
Well, I mean, the first one to make it big
Steam.
was
PUBG.
PUBG.
No. Well, yeah, but
The
Counter
next-
Strike.
that's
Would you
not
count
Battle
Counter-Strike?
Royale.
Is it not?
No, it's not every man for himself. You know, close to 100 players.
Oh, all right.
On a big map. So the other thing that, like I said, it was so interesting about this game is it actually does look next gen graphically. The materials on this game for everything that is made up in this world, the brick, the plastic, the metals, it looks photorealistic in a lot of places. There's a certain level, about 4 stages in the single player campaign, where you storm a house at night in London, and it looks 100% real as you're
See,
going
to-
through this house. It's
To me, that's almost
crazy.
like distracting. Like you're going
It
through
is.
this like raiding thing. You're like, okay, we got to get in there. We got to kill these guys. We got to get. Ooh.
Yeah, that's what it was. I mean,
at this
I climbed
brick.
I climbed up this wall that looked super real, and I landed in the kitchen
Is this Corinthian leather?
And I'm just looking around at like,
Ooh, the
I'm
textures.
I'm just looking
Rub
around
my
like,
You
face
take the
on it.
butt
This-
of your gun. Ooh.
this countertop looks 100% real.
Somebody comes in and shoots you in the head.
Dang it, Tony. Now I want it.
Oh, you honestly,
here's
you
the
need to
thing.
get this game.
As much as I love that, I'm a bigger fan of Breakaway. Like, give me,
Breakaway.
yeah, like Breakaway physics of like,
Oh,
where
yeah,
you can
the
shoot down
the
a
Battlefield
wall,
stuff,
when
yeah.
you can shoot,
And
through
that's,
a,
don't get me wrong, that's super awesome as well. But
But I want photorealistic. I want Breakaway. I want AR.
well,
I want
We're not there
haptic
yet.
feedback.
the
I want smell-o-vision.
as far as there isn't battle royale, I just remembered, but they are going to introduce something called Ground Wars relatively soon, from what I understand, and that's I want to say 40 on
Is it
40.
a fight with climate change?
No,
where you're on
it's,
the ground.
it's 40 on 40 team battle, big team
Oh,
battle
cool.
in a big map. I think maybe they've already introduced that, and maybe they're just missing one of them.
Can the game handle
Anyway,
it well enough?
I
Are there
can't-
going to be vehicles
I
in
can't.
it?
Yeah, there's vehicles.
Oh wow!
And I had a ton of fun with a tank in one of the matches. Oh man, that was cool. And they do a good job too of not. You can't just pile on like kill streaks with tanks and stuff. The only time from what I've gathered, the only time your kill count counts toward kill streaks is when you actually do it with the gun or the knife or whatever. You can't just pile it on with if you find a tank.
Yeah, you make me
on
want
the
to play this
battlefield.
game.
It is honestly, I can't. I honestly, the whole time I've been playing this to review, I've just been thinking to myself, I hate how much I like this because I wrote off Call of Duty years ago. I'll be completely honest. I got Black Ops 4 because a lot of my friends were getting it, and as far as Battle Royale goes, it's pretty good. I enjoyed my time with it. But going back to the core,
The original Modern Warfare.
yes, Modern Warfare, the core gameplay, it's just really, really good. Now, that being said, on PC and apparently on Xbox One X, there are some downsides right now that they need to fix. It's kind of buggy.
But it's a new game. That's kind of it's sad, but that's
It's sad,
to be
but it's kind of
expected.
expected. Yeah. So hopefully they patch. PC versions had 2 patches already: a 5 gig patch and a 7 gig patch. From what I read, that still hasn't fixed the crashing that game has. It will seriously crash at least once an hour.
Did you already say what you bought this through? Was it a Steam purchase? Was it,
No,
they
it
have
was
their own thing?
Like I said, if you have an RTX card, you can buy a code on eBay.
Oh, cool.
From someone who's selling theirs, and it'll activate on your RTX card through your Nvidia account. So that's where I got it. But yeah, if it weren't for, so I'm going to give it a score now, and this score is can go up as the game kind of evens out, like as they iron out the bugs and stuff like that. But as of right now, because of the bugs, 8.5.
Nice.
That's still pretty high.
It's still
And
pretty
for
high.
an out of the box game.
Because honestly, if I had a bug-free experience for the last 4 days playing it, I'd give it a 9.5.
And remind me, what's your high and low? What's a 0 on your on Tony's scale? 1 to 10?
0 is a bad game.
Well, like, what's a bad game? Give us like an example of just a garbage game.
I don't play those.
Okay,
That's why I read
what's
reviews.
What's 10 out of 10 for you?
A 10 out of 10 would be like Witcher 3 or... Now, if I'm subjectively, I would say Borderlands 3 is a 10 out of 10. I know it's not for most people, but for me it is.
Okay, that's always important for me to know.
Yeah, I rarely throw around the 10s, but I've given a few on the show so far, 9s and 9.5s.
But, yeah. But we're not talking about the games that we're currently playing right now, right?
No, that's next episode.
Okay.
But yeah, so I would highly recommend Modern Warfare. Also, Digital Foundry has put out 1 video so far, and they're going to do more. The first one focuses on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro.
They just put out a new one today.
Oh, did they? I haven't seen it yet. PC?
No.
Xbox?
Just all consoles.
Oh, okay. So it has the Xbox stuff in it as well. But from what I've seen so far, it does perform quite a bit better on the faster consoles, on the X and on the Pro. You get more stable 60 frames per second. Ray tracing on the PC is, I'm going to throw it out as good, not great. It only does shadows.
Are the shadows crisp?
Well, depending on your distance from the light source.
And do
things
all
like
shadows
that.
have ray tracing? Because Shadow of the Tomb Raider, not all shadows have ray tracing.
They weren't clear.
And
so
it drives me nuts.
I don't know for sure, but one of the nice things about having a kind of lower implementation of ray tracing is it doesn't eat too much into the specs on your
Yeah.
PC. So I have I have a beast of a gaming PC, and coincidentally, this last weekend I also upgraded to a 3900X AMD CPU. So I have that, and it's fantastic, and a 2080 Ti. So I play at 1440p with all settings maxed out, and I usually get between 90 and 120 FPS.
Oh, drool.
including ray tracing. Now I've bumped it up to 4K to see what that'd be for a while, and in 4K I was getting anywhere from like 55 to 70.
That's really not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so it's in classic Call of Duty. They have done a good job of optimizing the game to run well, especially on higher end stuff.
Do you know what I wish they would do for single player, multiplayer? Have different graphics settings, because I would want
I really agree.
completely maxed out on single player and then performance on
Yeah,
multiplayer.
because
I agree.
If they had a separate one, I would go in and turn ray tracing off on multiplayer, because you're not going to notice
And
it
you're
when
not paying
running
attention
around.
when you're running around with adrenaline in your system trying not to get killed.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, I always run around in those games just to try and hide. That's all I do.
Right.
It's just somebody ousts me from my spot. I go die. I move to another spot where I think they're not going to kill me.
And you're not going to be looking at the shadows
No.
or the reflections.
I'm just
or
trying to
things like
survive.
that. Yeah.
Well, and on top of that, it just creates more distractions for you too.
Yeah.
When you're playing,
I'm
if
like,
you see
ooh,
like a shadow move
Corinthian
or something,
leather.
it's like
Yeah.
look at that.
So yeah, 8.5 probably going to go up as they iron out the bugs. I'm very impressed with this Call of Duty, and it's
So
the
how
first
you-
time I've said that in a Call of Duty game for like 3 or 4 years
How are you splitting your time?
of gameplays.
Yeah.
This we'll get to that next episode, because we are in a glut of good new games
and
right now.
more are coming.
Yeah, so,
Dude, I now empathize with these two like a lot. Like, I love my life right now. I would not change it for the world, but man, I do miss my video game playing time. And I wouldn't describe myself as like an avid gamer before, but
you didn't realize how much you played until
Yeah.
you didn't have time to play.
Until I don't have any
Until you
time.
put in the game of life.
That's right.
And then it's,
oh, I saw what you
see,
did there
you
with the
changed-
pegs and the
you-
cars.
Yeah, you changed the cartridge.
I am excited though to hit pause on my life, and I'm trying to make like a Google Doc of like all the games that I'm just missing as they're coming out. So hopefully, when
creating
I hit
a- you're-
retirement
All
age,
you're going to do is get sad because
Yeah.
you missed a lot of
the
games.
backlog. It's called the backlog,
Yeah.
and you never
Bingo.
get that time
Oh.
back.
You knock one or two off.
You're
every once in a
spending
while, but
you're investing that time hoping that your kid becomes a doctor so that they can fund you.
Charlotte, if you're listening to this in the future, you're not going to be a doctor.
You're like-
sweetie. I love you.
You're like, man, I sure hope I can play this 20-year-old game when my kid's grown up.
That's why I got emulators. That's why emulators happened, because I went, oh, I can go back and relive my childhood.
Do you guys ever whip out the Super Nintendo emulator on the Switch? Do you guys ever play that?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Just to
Yeah.
see what's there, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, also real quick, because it's coming out this week, we got to mention Intel's 9900KS coming out
should've
on
held
October
out.
30th.
That's the one thing I could have held out.
Honestly, for what you were thinking on the gaming PC you built for work, it wouldn't make a difference.
I know,
for
but
what
I
you
just
do.
to have it,
Well,
to have the street
The
cred.
gaming PC you built for work, that is
did.
the best sentence.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the Intel 9900KS is basically just a 9900K that's been extremely well binned. They've gone
Right.
through and tested it very thoroughly to make sure that it can hit 5 gigahertz on all 8 cores.
This is how Intel competes.
Yeah. They're like, well, we're going to give you the same thing, but...
We're actually going to give you the thing we said we gave you before,
Yeah.
and we're just going to make sure it does the thing we said it was going to do.
And we're also going to charge you a lot for it.
And we're going to put an S on the end because it's been
Estimated price on this is a little over $500.
The S is for speed.
Yeah, right?
the S is for certified.
And here's the thing. If you have a 9900K, a lot of people out there, I mean, it's a good chip. As far as gaming goes, it is the top of the heap, just barely over the 3900.
Yeah.
Top of the heap.
Yep.
Yep.
Heap.
I
Top
put
of the
that
heap.
in. I had the option.
And-
I was going to go with the AMD, but I chose the Intel
Yeah.
mainly because of availability. But AMD's been crushing the scene.
Oh, man. I've only had my 3900X for 4 days, and already it's fantastic.
It's awesome.
But yeah, so with the 9900KS, you're guaranteed 5 gigahertz across all 8 cores, which with a lot of 9900Ks, if you got one that was just a good chip, you could hit 5 gigahertz on all 8 cores anyway if you have a good cooling solution. So they're really just milking you for the guarantee
Right.
of 5 gigahertz instead of
guarantee.
the possibility that you might not hit 5 gigahertz on all 8 cores. But yeah, so that comes out. If you're an Intel fan, and you're looking to upgrade and you want to spend $500 on a gaming chip, that's not a bad option.
Woo!
Also,
Bringing the hype.
bringing the hype. Speaking of games, Halo Reach is in its final leg of beta testing.
Yeah, they're going to push that out to. So this is the final flight, they call it. Beta testing here, gonna get it set up to. This is going to be testing a lot of the multiplayer features between PC and is it Xbox that's coming out on?
Yep.
So this is going to be.
What else would it be? It's Microsoft.
True.
It's not PlayStation.
But so they're going to be doing so they're doing their final test and they're going to be doing that I think coming up pretty quick here. But then Halo Reach is going to be joining the Master Chief Collection.
Woo!
Yep.
So my question is, if you already bought Master Chief Collection, do you get that?
From what I read, no.
You have to pay
Dang.
for this
You
one.
have to pay to get it added on, but if you buy Master Chief Collection, like after it comes
Yeah.
out, it'll come included.
Dang, how much did you have the Master Chief Collection?
Yeah, I
had it.
I got it for.
I got it for cheap,
Way
like-
cheap.
Yeah.
And the Xbox version doesn't transfer to the PC
No.
version.
Oh
really?
well, looks like I'm buying it again. Then.
Yeah. I mean,
Dang it.
I want to play that. So I've been waiting for that. I really liked the Halo Reach game when it came out, so I'm so excited to. I hope it comes through. And
But you have Game Pass Ultimate. You don't need to worry.
Oh, is it going to be on Game Pass Ultimate?
I would
for,
assume
for
so.
PC.
I would assume so. It's a
Yeah, it's gotta
Microsoft
be.
product.
I'm excited.
and they've been
for it.
pushing for that, like cross-platform play anywhere on
Yeah.
any device. If you've got Windows,
Oh.
you've got the game.
One more thing that I forgot to mention about Call of Duty Modern Warfare is it is a true cross-platform multiplayer experience.
What do you mean?
Meaning I play multiplayer and it tells me what everyone is playing on. I'm playing against PS4 people and Xbox people.
Wait, so
You're-
I
So you are wasting.
I thought I'd be better.
so I will feel even worse about myself being destroyed by people on the PS4.
Yeah.
Did they not do groupings where they don't people on
think that's
PC
coming
have
in.
a competitive
You gotta-
advantage?
If,
So-
if,
so
if
here's
that's
the
the
thing.
thing, you got to have a setting.
It has a setting, but at least in when I was looking at it, I'm sure it'll change. It was locked down to cross-platform. That was the only option right now.
So you hit cross-platform and it doesn't matter.
No
You're
matter
thrown in
what.
the mix with
You're thrown in
everybody
the
else.
mix.
Dude, you're going to
Although,
get decimated by the people that.
You know what I did see is there were a few people playing because it tells you the platform they're on and what they're using.
Does it also say
A
their social
controller
security number?
or keyboard and mouse.
Wow.
And there were PS4 players and Xbox players that were using a keyboard and mouse to play on.
What?
Very interesting.
That's cool. So can you voice chat with people on PS4 or Xbox?
I would assume that we were all talking to each other and it wasn't segregated into
Oh,
platforms.
you actually talk when you play?
Yeah, he's actually a pretty good talker.
I was
Weird.
I was just listening to people.
Oh.
I didn't. If I'm playing with someone I know, I'll get on and talk.
Oh yeah, dude, I don't talk even if I have the ability to.
Yeah,
I'm like
I
the
don't
guy in the
usually-
corner.
Yeah, I just stay back and let people yell at each other.
Yeah, they're the worst.
But yeah, so that actually it worked. In the words of Tom Morgan from Digital Foundry, the crossplay works a treat.
Right.
So British.
So British.
And I think I hope that's the way that
That
most
should be the
games
future.
just go with
It's
it.
got to be the future because it. First of all, if Call of Duty can do it, anyone can do it.
Seriously.
Because they are one of the most competitive games, latency wise and everything like that. They wouldn't roll it out unless it's working good. And honestly, I don't think that PC players have. Your average PC player, I don't think, has that huge of an advantage over the console players because the console players with your controller, a lot of people don't realize this, but there's actually a bit of auto aim assist in console games when you use the controller. So they're getting an auto aim assist that you probably don't realize you get when you're playing on console, whereas you don't get that on PC. And so much of Call of Duty anyway is just shoot for center of mass. It's really twitchy. You know what I mean? You can aim for headshots and stuff when you're sniping. So
Yeah,
I would
good luck
say
with that.
I would say that if you're a sniper, you're going to have an advantage on the PC.
Right.
Other than that, it's pretty even.
Maybe that's my problem. I always try to go for the head no matter what.
No,
and
dude,
I always die.
center of mass, because your gun kicks back and it rolls up.
Start with the wiki.
as you start at the center of mass.
Aim for the winky.
Aim for a headshot.
I like
It
it.
ends with a
all the way
headshot.
Yeah,
up.
you start for center of mass, and by the third or fourth bullet, you're shooting the head because it kicks the gun up.
This will revolutionize my online play.
You just fixed him.
I just fixed it.
You just went from a 5 to a 6.
So Halo Reach, they're aiming for crossplay between the Steam version and the Windows Store version, which is really cool.
That's way cool.
Yeah.
Neat. I wonder if they're going to have crossplay between PC and Xbox.
I wonder too, because I wonder if that, like you said, that advantage will if they're going to kick that in. If there's a big difference between the two.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. We got time for one more story. Who wants the last story of the episode? Don't all speak at once.
Nah, I'm good.
Let's talk about the Nest Wi-Fi since it's kind of new.
Okay.
Yeah. So when Amazon bought Eero, we conjectured that, and multiple publications also conjectured that they could do the mesh routers with Alexa smart speaker built into it.
Okay.
But they haven't done that. Google did.
With Google Assistant?
With Nest Wi-Fi. So basically, they have these mesh routers similar to the Google Wi-Fi.
Hey, James has
solution.
those.
I do have those
You have
because
these?
I forgot to take them back.
You have Nest Wi-Fi?
No, I do not have Nest
He has
Wi-Fi,
the-
but
he
I
has
have
the
the
ne-
Google
he-
Mesh.
he has the Google Mesh.
So it won't work with yours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could turn it off because my wife's home. Hold on.
So these Nest Wi-Fis will act as a smart speaker, which is a great idea because if you're going to have a device out anyway,
Yeah.
make it multi-purpose.
Are they going to be good speakers?
It probably won't be the best, but this is just me guessing, but they'll probably be like the Google Home Mini.
Let's see how long it takes her
I
to
hope it's
message
better
me.
than that.
No, not bad, not great.
Yeah.
So for a 3-pack, it costs $349, 2-pack, $269. But there's cool features though, because since it has a microphone built in, you could just say, "Hey Google, disable Tony's Wi-Fi for the day." If you have kids,
Or you want to screw with your wife?
Yeah, sure. That works too.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to turn it off.
You about to screw with your wife?
Yeah, I want to see how long it takes her to message me.
Oh, if she listens to this, you're
I
going to
could do
be in
mine.
big trouble.
I could turn mine down, and then I'll get like 45 Slack messages.
It's not working, Dad.
Plex-
It's not working.
No, it'll be Plex is down. What's going on?
Oh.
So they don't support Wi-Fi 6, which is a bummer. Why aren't companies
what?
supporting Wi-Fi 6?
Wi-Fi
It
6 has
drives
been
me
out.
nuts.
That's been out for a while.
Yeah. So if you don't care about Wi-Fi 6, this is a pretty cool option.
I wonder why they don't. I wonder why they don't do that.
Yeah, why?
Because they're going to release a product. They need to.
Well,
They're
chance-
storing up their product version. They're like, now the Nest.
Yeah, we can send them
the
that.
Nest,
Yeah, right.
the
They're
Nest
probably just
Wi-Fi. Nest Wi-Fi 2. comes
Wi-Fi
with
6.
Wi-Fi 6.
They're probably just like, how can we mess with Jarron? I know. We should not include this. 100%. I don't know how to turn it off remotely. Owen, make it work, but don't change anything.
No, I don't want to touch your phone.
Don't
You're
do it.
sick.
Yep. All right.
Good plan, Owen.
I think we're good.
I learned that from Jarron.
Thanks for making it to the end. If you did, we appreciate your download. And if you liked what you heard, go ahead and give us a review on anything.
And
Google Play,
And
iTunes,
make sure to
whatever,
send us an
Spotify.
email.
Yeah,
Go
if
to
you got any
gadgetspot.net.
questions.
No, or you just want to talk to us.
And
Say
if,
anything.
If you like a clean butt, buy a BioBidet on their website. Use code GadgetSpot for 10% off.
10%
I
off.
still clean my butt with the BioBidet every time I poop at home.
I like the Slim Glow better than the Slim One.
Why?
You do.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Is it different?
It's the toilet seat with the built-in bidet versus the Slim Glow, which is just the attachment.
Oh, yeah.
I like the attachment better because you get to keep your own toilet seat, so you have a wider hole, and it's easier to clean for another. And I think it's just better overall.
There you go.
It feels like there's more pressure.
Cool. All right, that's it. Owen, why don't you take us out?
Hey, we hope you care.
Gadget Spot.